in object fear of the one that we're supposed to be connected to, because they've told us you gotta walk this tightrope and this line, and if you walk all off the line, he's gonna send you to hell. You could live 30 years worshiping and living for him, make one error, and if you die in that error, you go into hell. What in the name of common sense does that mean? Are you crazy? Why would I even serve him if he's that sadistic and masochistic? I don't need a God like that. And so if I am so focused on staying on the line, I can't fulfill my assignment. But my God is big enough to handle my fault, my strokes, grubs, my mess ups, because he's already prepared for what I might do. He knows what I'm going to do before I do it, and he already made preparation for me before I get there.
What follows darkness is light. That darkness is the indicator that light is getting ready to shine. So there it is in Genesis, when darkness was upon the face of the deep, and God in the spirit form moved upon the face of the waters, and then God said, let there be. Because darkness precedes the light. Are you understanding what I'm saying? But he needs the darkness there so that God can move upon the face of the deep, so that the shift can take place. Listen, look at your neighbor and tell your neighbor that shift take place in the darkness. I didn't hear what I just said. Everybody's not going to see the shift that's happening. They see the chaos, but they don't see the shift. They see all the craziness going on in your life, but they don't understand that underneath the darkness, God is moving in secret. He's moving in quiet. He's moving in the hidden places. He's moving in the cracks and the corners and the crevices. He's moving in places that you cannot see. And when the light comes, they're going to see a new order.
even afraid to dream, afraid to imagine. But I'm here to tell you that you are an infinite, limitless, boundless being. Are you willing to do what is necessary to have what you desire?
Thank you for joining us. Please take a moment and like the Facebook page. Subscribe to the YouTube page and hit the notification bell so you'll be notified when we go live. If you are finding value in these enrichment sessions, please consider supporting this page financially. Your donations allow us to continue to provide spiritual enlightenment, self-exploration, and kingdom knowledge. Also, consider becoming a partner because partnerships have this privilege. As a partner, you'll be able to attend our annual Partners Only Summer Summit, join us for our 6 a.m. virtual daily guided meditation sessions, weekly advanced empowerment sessions, regular prophetic insights and instructions, 30% discount on all Emerge books and merchandise, and a custom Emerge t-shirt. You'll also gain full access to the private Emerge Movement community page as well as group chats. Once again, thank you for watching.
Hello and good morning, everybody, and welcome to the Emerge Empowerment Session. I'm your host, Isaac J. Miles, and I am so glad that you are here and you have chosen to be a part of this conscious conversation. You have just tuned in to one of the most powerful places on the planet, and today we want to begin to empower you with information, insight, and revelation that will help you to create, cultivate, and curate the life that you desire. This is all about you, all about empowering you, uplifting you, giving you the necessary tools for you to be able to navigate this three-dimensional existence that we call Earth. I am so glad you've joined me this morning. Now, a couple of housekeeping things before we get into our conversation for today, which is going to be powerful. Number one, I need everybody across every platform to please share this live. Those of you watching me on TikTok, on Facebook, on YouTube, on Instagram, everywhere, I need for you to share this live right now. Take about 30 seconds and share it with all of your friends, your family, your cousin, your mama, your daddy, your sister, your brother. Share it with everybody you can think of, all your followers, and invite them to come and be a part of this conscious conversation. Number two, I need you to interact with this live. Even if it's just to send emojis or hearts or likes, double tap that screen as you're coming in. Help me to raise those likes. There's a gift goal, but you don't have to worry about the gifts. You could really just the likes and your attention, your participation is enough. Those of you watching over here as well, hit the like and give me your comments as we are going along. I try and keep my eyes on the comment section so that I can address any questions that may arise during the conversation. I need you to interact because when you do so, when you engage, then the algorithm pushes this live further out and begins to reach a broader audience. And then finally, for those of you who are watching on Facebook, as well as I think on YouTube, you can also tag people. And so if you like, please go in the comments and tag your friends and family and tag everybody you can think of. This will alert them that we are over here, we are live on the air, and they'll have an opportunity to come and participate in this conscious conversation as well. So please take a moment and do those three things for me as we prepare to get into our conversation this morning. All right, are y'all ready? If you read the advertisement for this particular day, you know that this morning we're beginning a teaching series that I've entitled The Ministry of Value. The Ministry of Value. And I know that sounds like a little bit of clash, contention between that word ministry and value, but you'll see as we go along how the two tie together and align harmoniously. The Ministry of Value. And it's a series of teachings that I'm going to do over the next few weeks that are under that particular heading that deal with everything from seeing your own personal intrinsic value to setting boundaries, to using your discernment and various other topics that are very important to shaping your life in a manner that is most productive for you, that best serves your highest good. So I hope that you'll join me for the entire series today. I'm going to just kind of lay the foundation and the groundwork for the coming messages or teachings and conversations that we'll have moving forward for the next few weeks. And so I want to use the heading, the ministry of value, as our topic for this morning and kind of give you an introduction to what we want to discuss during the course of these next few weeks, and also give you some insight and some encouragement as well as inspiration around your own innate value that you hold. I want to use as a scriptural foundation, and this is not, whether you are a Christian or not, whether you accept the Bible as this, that, or the other, it doesn't even matter. I'm just using, because I understand that every sacred text, whether it's the Bible, the Quran, the Bhagavad Gita, or whatever other sacred text, all of them have a common thread of truth that runs through all of them. And they are all designed with three things in mind. They are principles, practices, and patterns that we can use in order to cultivate and curate the life that we desire. And so I'm using a biblical text as a foundation for the conversation because the analogy fits what we're going to be discussing over these next few weeks. The analogy is found in Matthew chapter 7 and verse 6. It is purported that Jesus said these words, and he was giving this profound analogy that is often misquoted and even more so misunderstood by those who quote it. It says this: "Do not give what is holy to the dogs, nor cast your pearls before swine, lest they trample them under their feet and then turn and tear you to pieces." I want to read it again without commentary. I just want to read it and let that resonate and let it ruminate and let it, as Country Wayne would say, sizzle in your spirit. Okay? He says, "Do not give that which is holy to dogs, nor cast your pearls before swine, who will trample them underfoot and then turn and tear you to pieces." The ministry of value. Now, what does value mean in a spiritual context? Well, it's more than the price tag or your accomplishments or any of the accolades that are heaped upon you by those people that surround you. It is the intrinsic, innate worth that is bestowed upon every single soul that occupies a three-dimensional form in this planet. This worth is not something that you earn. Let me say that again. This worth, this value is not something that you earn. It simply is. By virtue of your existence, you are valuable. By virtue of your being, by virtue of your just living, breathing, existing in this three-dimensional form, you hold value. I want to read a quote from Max Lucado, that I think beautifully illustrates what I'm saying. He says, "You are valuable simply because you exist, not because of what you do or what you have done, but simply because you are." I want to start right there and just reinforce to every one of you that's listening to me. Your value is not based upon what you've accomplished, what you have, where you come from. You are valuable simply because you exist. You don't have to work for it. You don't have to earn it. You don't have to do anything, become anything. You don't have to stop doing anything or release anything. You are valuable by virtue of your existence. I need you to understand this morning, you hold value. You hold undeniable, inextricable value. And I'd like all of you that are watching me across every platform, write in the comments right now, in big, bold letters, I am valuable. Write it in the comments. Let me get over here so I can see the comments. Write in the comments right now, I am valuable. Write it in big, bold letters, speaking of yourself in this affirming way. I am valuable. I am. And whatever follows I am manifests. I am valuable. That's it. Write it in the comments, every single one of you. You see, the hidden message behind the analogy of the swine and the dogs is this. On the surface, in Jesus's word in Matthew 7, it seems really kind of harsh to say, well, don't give that which is holy to dogs and don't cast your pearls before swine. But they are a metaphorical masterpiece, because I think Jesus was a master teacher and a master mystic. He knew how to take basic principles and make them practical so you could understand it. And he spoke within the context of the time. You see, in the ancient world, pearls were among the most valuable things that you could have. It was considered a treasured possession. They were a symbol of purity, of wisdom, and the divine mastery of the deep, and they were a sign of your prosperity. Swine, on the other hand, or pigs, especially among the Jews in the Jewish tradition, were seen as ritually unclean. They were seen as incapable of discerning the value of something as sacred and as precious as a pearl. So this warning is not about elitism, it's about discernment and self-worth. When he says, don't cast your pearls before swine and don't give that which is holy to dogs, he is essentially saying that you need to assess your own worth and value and not to invest your time, talent, and treasure your presence with those who cannot see, comprehend, understand, appreciate, and respect your value. Are you understanding what I'm saying? He's saying to us, don't you dare keep giving yourself your time, your talent, your treasure, your abilities, your skill, your brilliance, your innate presence, your power, your essence, your energy to people who cannot discern how valuable they are. They don't know your value. They don't see how important you are in their life. Your presence is. They don't understand that they are privileged to be able to come into your very presence and experience the intoxicant of your energy and your power and your intelligence and your brilliance. You see, because you are all of those things and more, because you are valuable. To cast your pearls before swine means that you are offering your sacred self to people who cannot or will not recognize your value, and who may in turn, watch this, and who may in turn, after not recognizing your value, turn around and turn on you. How many of you have had the experience where you have shown up authentically for people, been there for them, loved them, cared for them, supported them, given your resources, and then the very person that you were there for turned right around, and instead of blessing you, they attack you? Y'all not going to talk back to me. Yeah, they attack you. They attack your character. They attack your morality. They talk about you. They drag you up and down the street. They are the ones that will cut your throat. David writes in another place in the scriptures that it wasn't my enemies that forsook me, because then I could have borne it. But it was you, my brother, who I spoke with every day, who I broke bread with, who were knit together, and I thought that we were bound by cords that could not be broken. And yet, at the time of my worst experience, at the time of my brokenness, or the time when I needed your presence and support the most, you turned around and you attacked me. You were the one who became my adversary. You were the one who betrayed me. When you have opened yourself and given yourself and bore your heart naked and not ashamed with this particular person or persons or in this place, and then they take your transparency and turn it around and use it against you. Have you ever had someone take your confession, your transparency, your honesty, your genuineness, and then turn and take what you've said, what you've done, and used it against you? Because like swine, like pigs, they don't understand the value of what you bring to the table. And so they take that same pearl and trample it underfoot, and then turn and try and tear you to pieces. Are you understanding what I'm saying to you? You see, each one of us is a divine spark. We are the divine expression of God, an animated three-dimensional expression of the all of everything in form. Each one of us is God manifested in the flesh. We possess the fullness of God and the divinity of God within this earthen vessel. This is why there's another scripture text that says we have this treasure in earthen vessels. We have this treasure, this exclusive, priceless treasure in us. What is that treasure? It is the divinity of God, the presence of God in us, through us, and as us. It is the fact that we are everything that God is in human form. We hold this treasure in this earthen vessel. Think of it this way. You contain the entirety of the infinite God within you. Let me say that again. You are the temple, you are the housing, you are the host of the infinite, all-powerful, all-knowing, always present, always creative God in your earthen vessel. You are God manifested in three-dimensional form. The poet Rumi puts it like this: you are not a drop in the ocean, but you are the ocean in a single drop. Whew, I love that quote. It's one of my favorite quotes by Rumi. He says, you are not a drop in the ocean, but you are the ocean in a single drop. Everything that is in God is in you. Everything that God is, you are. Everything that the all of everything is, as powerful, knowing, present, creative, brilliant, you are. God is holy, You are holy. God is pure. You are pure. You may not always act or behave in alignment with who you are, but it does not change who you are. I have children that don't always behave in alignment with who they are, but it doesn't stop them from being who they are. Their behaviors that are contrary do not define them. And your behaviors, your thoughts, your actions that are out of alignment with your holiness, your righteousness, your purity, your powerfulness, your divinity do not define you. They are abnormal because your normal is right and holy and pure and good and brilliant and creative and talented and so on, because you are the entire ocean in a drop. Are you hearing what I'm saying to you? You are the entire ocean in a single drop. It suggests that every individual contains the fullness of the divine essence of God inside of us. That each of us possess the fullness of God in bodily form. So, my first point in this ministry of value is understanding that you are sacred. That the light that is within you, thank you all. I appreciate the gifts. That the light that is within you is not for sale. Do you understand what I'm saying? Oh, they're telling me I need to set a new goal. Let me hold on. Y'all hold on a second. Let me do it real quick. Great day. Y'all met that goal real fast. Okay, let me do this real fast. Let me set a new goal. Let's see if I set it a little higher this time. How about that? There, now. And I'm not doing this for the goal, but if you want to send gifts, then it's perfectly fine. I don't mind. Okay? You are sacred. The light that is within you, the light that you are, even the scriptures call you the light of the world, a city that is set on a hill that cannot be hid. The light that is in you is not for sale, and it's not cheap. It's not cheap. Okay? You are sacred. Each of us are as a divine emanation from God, as the divine spark, as an animated expression of the all of everything, are clothed in this three-dimensional form. Our spirit carries, loaded and coded within it, all the wisdom and beauty and strength and potential and knowledge and insight and revelation and strength and creativity that surpasses anything of material value or worth. In the Hindu, they teach something called Tat Tavasham Ase, which means thou art that. You are not separate from the divine. Thou art that. It is another way of saying, I am that I am. I need you to understand the context of the statement. When he says, I am that I am, he is saying that I am that I am. That I am, that's who I am. That I am, that divine, I'm omnipresent, omniscient, I'm omnipotent, and omniactive spirit. That's who I am. I am that I am. I am that I am. Thou art that. So in the context of the analogy given by Jesus, you are the pearl. When he says, don't cast your pearl before the swine, you're not the swine, you're the pearl. Don't keep casting yourself before people who don't understand your value. Don't keep giving your gift, your ability, and your presence to people, places, and things that cannot discern your value. They don't understand your sacredness. Listen to what I said. You are not only valuable, you are sacred because you are the vessel through which God experiences and expresses itself in the earth. You are a sacred temple. You are the sacred container. You are the sacred that it gives life and expression to the all of everything. You are the pearl of great price that has been hidden in the earth, waiting to be discovered, waiting for people to finally see its value. You are sacred. So I'm going to ask every one of you across every platform to write in the comments in big, bold letters like you did before. I am sacred. I am sacred. And it's telling that the same letters that make up the word sacred are the same letters that make up the word scare. And isn't it crazy that religion takes the sacred and tries to scare you with it? Excuse me, I kind of went off the rail there, but I just wanted to kind of point out that religion tries to take the sacred and makes you scared of being the sacred, and tells you that the sacred is something that you should be afraid of. But you are sacred. No, not secret. I don't know who wrote that one. Oh yeah, Didi, I think you might want to do a spell check. Not secret. I am sacred. Okay. That you are sacred. I need you to understand that you are the pearl of great price. You are the valuable in this analogy. Okay? Think of an artist who pours his heart into his work and only gives it away to people who will scoff at it or steal it. Or a friend who listens, supports, uplifts everyone, but has no one to turn to when they're going through or when they are in need of a listening ear. When we constantly give to those who dishonor what we have to offer, we are draining our essence. Let me say that again. When we are constantly giving of our time, talent, treasure, brilliance, and presence to people who scoff at what we give them, who don't understand or discern the value of what we are offering, then we are devaluing ourselves. Are you hearing me? And draining our essence. You've got to stop allowing these parasites that come along and just want to drain you of your essence, your ability, your power, your knowledge, your insight, your revelation, your brilliance, your talent, your skill, your intellect, your insight, your ability, your creativity, and only to turn around like the pig and try and tear you to pieces. When you continuously pour out of yourself to those who are unable or unwilling to discern your value, you are devaluing yourself. You are putting yourself on sale. You are putting your life on the clearance rack and allowing them to purchase you with a coupon. Are you understanding what I'm saying? And I'm here to tell you that your sacredness is worth more than what they are offering. There is an old tale from Thailand. The Thai people tell this tale, and it's said to be a true story. I haven't done the research to make sure that it's actually true, but it's a great story. That sometime in the early 628 AD, there was built a golden Buddha made of pure 18 karat gold. It was approximately 9 to 10 feet tall and even wider at its base. But out of fear, when the enemies came to try and raid the camp, that they would steal this valuable asset, they began to pack the entire Buddha with clay. They covered it over with clay and made it look like just a dirt figurine. Well, it worked. And so when the raiders came, they saw it and thought of it as just some torn up old clay statue that they had made of the Buddha, and they left it alone. The thing is that it remained inside the clay for hundreds of years until the turn of the 13th century. Around the 13th century, they had the villagers decided to move the statue. Hundreds of years have gone by, and the people in the village begin to think of it as just a clay statue and wanted to move it away because they thought of it as an eyesore. In the process of moving it, they chipped it. And when they chipped the clay, it fell off and they saw the gold inside. They began to quickly chip away at all of the clay and remove it, and found the beautiful, solid 18-karat gold statue inside of it of the Buddha, and realized that they had something that was priceless right in their midst. But they didn't see it because the outer shell of it, the outer shell looked common and cheap. Sometimes people judge your value by what they think they see on the outer shell. They look at where you came from, the color of your skin, the place where you grew up, whether you have a degree or not, or some other letters behind your name. They look at your gender. They look at your sexual orientation. They look at, are y'all not hearing me? Come on. They look at this exterior and they make a judgment about your value based upon what they think they see. But if they would just chip away and get beneath the surface, if they could just get beneath the clay, if they could just get beneath what they see with their natural eye and begin to see the gold that is inside of you, the value, the power, the presence, the brilliance that's inside of you, they would realize that you are more valuable than what they have ever imagined. I'm here to talk to those of you who have been misjudged, who have been pushed aside and put on the sideline, or taken advantage of, discarded, and treated as though you are just a nobody strolling along. The people don't see you for who you really are. I'm here to talk to you and remind you that you are not only valuable, but you are sacred, that there is beneath the surface a greatness that is inside of you that is yet untapped and yet to be revealed. Are you hearing what I'm saying to you this morning? That in the words of the scriptural text, greater is he or that which is in you than that which is in the world. That there is a greatness inside of you, a power and ability, a skill, a brilliance, a presence and energy and anointing that's inside of you that is invaluable and priceless. And if people could just get beyond the surface, get beyond your past, get beyond your mistakes, get beyond, y'all not hearing me, your weaknesses, get beyond your frailties, get beyond what they think they perceive from the outside, and go to the depths of the soul, they will find that there is a pearl of great price hidden inside of this earthen vessel. We have this treasure inside of an earthen vessel. Man, I'm getting hype. That's the old school preacher in me coming out. So y'all excuse me. I am who I am. So okay. There's another person that comes to mind, Nikola Tesla. Not Elon Musk. Elon Musk stole the term Tesla from Nikola. That's his name, Tesla. He was not the evil troll that Elon is. Yeah, I said it, and I meant what I said. Okay? But the genius inventor and visionary once said these words: if you want to find the secrets of the universe, think in terms of energy, frequency, and vibration. Listen to this. This is really important. He says, if you want to find the secrets of the universe, don't think in three-dimensional tangible terms. Think in terms of energy, vibration, and frequency. What you share with others, your time, your presence, your love, your wisdom, your brilliance, your creativity, your talent, carries frequency. I need you to hear this. It carries vibrational frequency. Not everyone is tuned in and aligned with your vibrational frequency. And you always know it. Your soul knows what your conscious mind is yet to comprehend. You always intuitively know after about 15 to 30 seconds of conversation, or sometimes just walking into the room, you can sense and feel intuitively that the frequency, the vibration within the atmosphere or that's emanating from the person, place, or thing does not align harmoniously with the vibrational frequency that you are on. Are you hearing me? I got to grab a towel real quick because I'm sweating. That you are on. You can sense it. You can feel it. Never, ever discard your intuition because it is always 100% right. Trust it. When your gut starts telling you something is off, it's because it is. Did you hear what I said? You better trust what your gut is telling you. Trust what your intuition is telling you. It's screaming at you, letting you know that divine spirit that is within you not only leads you into all truth, that is clarity, but it also gives you direction. It will show you things to come. St. John chapter 15, it will show you the things that are to come. It will discern what is going on in the atmosphere around you. Trust your intuition. So when the frequency, the vibration doesn't align, remove yourself. Quit trying to force it. If it don't fit, don't force it. If it don't fit, you must have quit. Johnny Cochran. I couldn't resist. Had to throw that in there. But if it doesn't fit, quit trying to force relationships, force connections, force situations and circumstances to work that clearly are not aligned with your vibrational frequency and don't recognize your intrinsic inherent value. Are you understanding what I'm saying? Because again, when you begin to force these things, you are devaluing yourself. Yes, you are devaluing yourself. When you don't know your worth, you become vulnerable to exploitation. Let me say that again. When you don't know your worth, you become vulnerable to exploitation. People can take advantage of you. People can use you. People can exploit your gifts, talents, and abilities, your creativity, because you don't understand how valuable you are. This is a psychological truth and a spiritual law. In the energetic realm, we teach others how to treat us. I say this all the time. I just said this to a friend a couple of days ago, and I'm telling you, it still rings true. You teach people how to treat you, how you treat yourself, how you think of yourself, and what you are willing to accept sets the benchmark for how people view and treat you. If you don't value you, come on. If you don't value you, if you don't value your time, if you don't value your gift, if you don't value your talent, you don't value your creativity, you don't value your abilities, if you don't value the energy that is woven into your very presence, if you don't value you, then the people around you will take their cues from you and treat you like you treat you. And what you allow, how you allow people to deal with you, treat you, talk to you, handle you, then sets the bar for the level of value that they place upon you. For instance, if they know that they can always come running to you with every problem, every situation, every circumstance, with all of their issue and dump all of their stuff in your lap, and then you're going to pour out from your heart and give them insight and revelation and instruction and advice and counsel, and you're going to just be there for them and lend your presence, your peace, your empathy to them, and then they are going to walk away and do exactly the opposite of what you have given them the counsel to do. They're going to ignore everything that you've tried to teach them and continue to stay there, yet they continue to come back to you again and again and again with the same issues and the same stuff, and you keep pouring out. You are teaching them that they don't have to follow through. They don't have to listen. They don't have to take it in. They don't even have to be appreciative. They can just keep coming to you, using you as a crying post for you to be able to take all of their troubles and all of their cares and carry it upon your shoulder and pray with them and cry with them and counsel with them and love on them and teach them and pour out and pour out and pour out until your pitcher is absolutely empty. They have drained you of every ounce of energy and every ounce of ability within you and show no appreciation, not a thank you, and won't even implement what you've told them. Y'all not hearing me. Lord have mercy. That's got to be the worst, is that you have spent years teaching and telling and preaching. I know a lot of leaders that deal with this right now, teaching and preaching and pouring and giving examples and breaking it down and pouring it in, and only to see the same people who sat there and hollered and yeah, and that's right, and amen, and that's the truth. I believe it. Oh my God, that's so good. That's so deep. Oh, that blessed my heart. Go right out the door and continue to do the same thing they were doing before, because they know they're going to come back the next week and you're going to keep pouring more into them, even though they have discarded and trashed the thing that you've already given them and never applied it. You are teaching them to devalue you because you devalue what you have to offer. Y'all not hearing me. And let me tell you something else as well. This is going to really make some people mad. This is going to sting a little bit. This is going to sting. Just because I love what I do doesn't mean that I should do it for free. Woo. Lord, I know I'm about to lose some listeners right now, but I'm going to say it one more time. Just because you love what you do doesn't mean you should do it for free. When you keep giving people stuff free, then they lose the value of it. Yes, you can't just keep handing it out to them free, because as long as you keep handing it out free, they'll keep consuming and discarding and coming back for more because they see an endless pitcher that's continuously pouring. But if they have to pay a price for it, if you set a certain level of value upon it, then they have to decide whether they're going to meet that level of value or not. And if they don't value it enough to invest in it, then they don't deserve it. Lord have mercy. Y'all not gonna hear what I just said. I know y'all ain't gonna like this piece right here. I just said that if it's not valuable enough to you to invest in it, then you don't deserve it. Y'all, you hear it? You keep waiting for your business to just blow up, and it's because you had an idea and you came up with the concept, but you're not willing to invest in your own business, and then you wonder why it's not growing. You don't invest in your education. You don't invest in your expanding your knowledge. You don't invest in yourself. If you're not willing to invest in it, then you don't deserve it, because you don't understand the value of it. things that you value, you are willing to make an investment, whether it's your time or your talent or your treasure, you are willing to invest in it. How you gonna tell me that you value being a professional basketball player, but you will not put in the time, invest the time to sharpen your skills, to learn how to shoot a good jump shot, to learn how to dribble, to learn defense, to learn the rules to the game? You don't value it. You're not willing to invest the time. Are you hearing what I'm saying? When I talk about investment, I'm not just talking about money. Money is included, but it is not exclusive. You got to be willing to invest the time, the talent, and the treasure into that which you value. And if you are not willing to invest, you don't deserve it because you don't value it. Woo! 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 Lord, watch my numbers go down now. Watch my numbers go down. All the little hearts and stuff I was getting, they're finna disappear now. Yeah, but you got to be willing to invest. You treat it as precious. It's the pearl of great price. It's the holy, sacred thing. And so you don't take that which is holy and give it to people who are dogs, who can't discern the value of it, who are just looking for something free, looking for the next free fix. Oh, God, I can't get nobody to holler back at me this morning. You don't keep giving and giving and pouring to people who don't recognize the value, and they're unwilling to make a personal investment of their time, talent, and treasure in order to be able to take full advantage of what's being offered. If you value it, then you invest in it, and you treat it as something sacred and something that is holy. That brings me to the next point. And I got to finish. I only got a little bit more time left. You have to know that your energy, your spirit, your anointing, your presence, whatever terminology you want to use, all of them the same, is valuable. Just your presence, your energy, the spirit that you bring when you walk into the room, when you show up authentically as yourself, your energy is valuable. It's valuable. Your essence, your being is priceless. Are you understanding me? There's a law called the law of circulation. The law of circulation, one of the keys of the law of circulation as a metaphysical principle is that energy must flow continuously, but it has to flow both ways. Ooh, did you get what I just said? The law of circulation says energy has to flow continuously, but it has to flow both ways. In other words, you can't just be a taker and not a giver. And you can't just be the giver and not the taker. You've got to be both giving and receiving. Receiving and get. You be careful of people who are always on the receiving end, but never on the giving end. Lord, I'm about to lose some more followers now. I know my numbers about to go down again. Yeah, we're talking about the ministry of value. You be very mindful of people who are always open to receive from you. They want and they drain and they request and they cajole and they convince and they cry and they pull on your energy, on your ability, on your talent, on your brilliance, on your essence, on your anointing, on your presence, but they don't bring anything to the table. This is what it's meant when the scripture talks about, Paul says that if I sow unto you those things that are spiritual, it is no great thing that I should reap the carnal. In other words, he was saying that, listen, if I'm giving you something that is priceless as insight, revelation, understanding, words that I know that will revolutionize your life, then you're not doing me a favor by giving to me. You're not doing me a favor by sowing seed into my life. As a matter of fact, I am presenting you with a privileged opportunity so that the law of circulation can be activated within this connection so that there is a free flow going both ways. Are you understanding what I'm saying to you? You are not doing the doctor a favor by paying him for his service. You are not doing the lawyer a favor by paying her for her services. You are taking advantage of an opportunity and participating in an exchange that causes the law of circulation to be activated in your life. And so the reason the attorney's fee is what it is, the reason she asks for what she does is because she understands the value of what I bring to the table. You can't get upset with her because she happens to have a retainer that happens to be higher than what you expected. But her record, her ability, her talent, her skill demonstrates the value of what she has to offer. So you either pay the price or you find someone less talented who comes more with and align with what you are willing to invest. Well, the same is true across the board, ladies and gentlemen. If a person does not see the value in what you bring to their life, that they're unwilling to meet the requirements to be in your presence, be in your energy, be in your inner circle, to be a part of your community. If they're not willing to make the investment, then they need to move along and find a circle that requires a little bit less, that doesn't really care. They don't care how ghetto and wretched and low down and deceitful and dishonest as they act. It's like, okay, yeah, you go over there and join that crew, because over here, it requires you to operate with integrity. It requires you to operate with honor. It requires you to operate. Are y'all hearing what I'm saying? In a spirit of excellence and abundance. If you're going to be a part of my circle, we're creating a circle, a currency, a flow, a circulation of common energy that lifts us all up. So you need to protect your energy, protect your essence and your presence, and don't cheapen it by continuing to cast it before swine who cannot discern the value of your essence, your presence, and your position and power. Are you hearing what I'm saying? Some of you are highly gifted, highly talented, highly anointed, highly energetically, vibrationally operating at a high frequency, and you keep wanting to hang out with people with a low vibrational frequency who are still thinking down here when you are up here, who are still tied and tethered to the confinements of religion and all of its bondage, and you've graduated, but you keep thinking that if I keep hanging around long enough, maybe they'll come up there. No, they're not going to come up that way. What they're going to do is drain you, and you're going to be exhausted because you keep trying to get them to see and understand something that they choose not to. They're not willing to put the investment in to know. Listen to me, ladies and gentlemen. Knowledge is available to everybody. Good God, let me say it again. I said knowledge, insight is available in the technology age where you got Google, you got ChatGPT, you got every other kind of technology. You walk around with a supercomputer in your hand called a cell phone every day. You have access. Are you hearing me? So there is no excuse for ignorance and stupidity. Oh, God, have mercy. Ain't nobody gonna talk back to me now. Yeah, you ain't got to worry about Mr. Jim Crow trying to keep the books away from you, trying to hide the information, even though they're trying to do so in this current administration. But you have access to a supercomputer that allows you to be able to go and learn and think and use your critical thinking faculties to graduate, to elevate, and to evolve and expand. Are you hearing me? And so don't you dare lay around trying your best to keep pouring out all of the oil and wine that's within you because you want to try and bring them along to where you are. If they wanted to, then they would. Y'all not hearing what I said? Lord have mercy. I'm going to say it one more time. If they wanted to grow, wanted to evolve, wanted to expand, wanted to become more, wanted to soar, wanted to step into new dimensions and new thought and new understanding and new revelation, if they wanted to, then they would. They have stayed where they are because that's where they choose to be. They have a battered wife syndrome. Are you hearing what I'm saying? The battered wife syndrome is that no matter how bad the man beats them and how bad the woman beats them down, they will find a way to blame themselves for the bad behavior of that spouse and then go right back to the abusive situation because they don't see their own value. How many of you are finding yourself where you are making excuses for somebody else's maladaptive behavior, making excuses for their bad treatment, their bad behavior, their bad conversation? You made me mad. You made me act this way. Just like the batterer in a battered wife situation, saying that, see what you made me do? See how you made me punch you. You made me beat you up. You made me bust your lip. See what you made me do? You made me angry. You made me feel this way. You are responsible for your own feelings. Let me say this again. Take off my glasses and look you right in your eye. You are responsible for your own feelings, choices, and decisions. Nobody can make you feel anything. You choose to feel, think, and act the way that you do. Did you hear what I said? You are the progenitor and you are the one who has the autonomy to decide how you're going to act. I don't care what the circumstance. I don't care what they do. You are in control. It's your life. You decide what you're going to do. Can't nobody make you mad. You're mad because you wanted to be mad. Y'all ain't gonna hear me. I didn't like what they said. Okay, you can not like it and not get mad. I felt disrespect. Okay, you can feel disrespected and not get mad. There's a text in I think it's St. John chapter 17. He says that it is impossible except that offenses will come. Listen to what it says. He says that it's inevitable. Offenses are always going to arise. That's what the text says. But it doesn't say that you'll be offended. There's always going to be offenses. There are always going to be things that people say, do, and act, how they act, that is offensive to you. But whether you are offended is up to you. You get to decide whether you're going to be offended. Are you hearing me? How long are you going to keep living in a battered wife syndrome? How long are you going to keep having Stockholm syndrome where you keep going back home to the abusive situation and you have now glorified your abusers? Woo! I said you have glorified your abuser. To the point where you start making excuses for their bad behavior. Say, well, maybe it's me. Or maybe I'm not doing enough. Maybe you are lowering your value. And when you devalue yourself, you give permission. You create a permission structure for everyone else to devalue you as well. And so they'll keep doing it as long as you allow it. As long as you keep internalizing it, they'll keep blaming you. It's your fault. You made me act this way. You made me think this way. You made me act. You made me say this. You made me feel this way. It's your fault. If you hadn't done this, then I wouldn't have done this. And if you hadn't done, then I would, like they are tied and tethered to you. Like they can't make a conscious decision on their own. Like they have no agency, no autonomy. That like they are your puppet. And now they can only be what you decide that they're going to be. That's a lie straight out of their belly. They're lying through their teeth. You didn't make anybody do nothing. They made a choice consciously to do so. So stop being in that Stockholm syndrome battered wife situation where you keep going back to these toxic relationships, toxic behavior, toxic people who keep blaming you for their bad behavior. My mama didn't, my daddy didn't, my sister, my cousin, my husband, my wife, they don't, it's this, and the church people, and the preacher, and they don't treat, and this one, and they did, and I was, and they hurt me, and they broke me, and they did, and you don't understand everything that I have been through. Oh, shut up. We've all been through. What are you going to do about it? Recognize your value. Are you hearing what I'm saying? Okay? Recognize your, I got to finish, man. I'm over time. I am 7 minutes over time. I am 7 minutes over time. Recognize your value and get out of those circles. Because here is my next point. Honor attracts honor. Woo. Did you hear that? Did you hear that? Did you get that? Honor attracts honor. You don't attract what you desire. You attract who you are. Woo. Good gracious. Lord have mercy. Let me wipe my bald head. I said you do not attract what you desire, what you want, what you long for, what you yearn for. You attract who you are. Your outer world of form and experience is a reflection of your inner world of thought and feeling. What you see and view yourself as is ultimately what you attract into your life. And so when you don't honor your own value, you don't honor your self-worth, you don't honor your brilliance, your intelligence, your giftedness, your creativity, you don't honor your own voice, you attract people who don't honor your voice. When you don't honor your ability, you attract people who don't honor your ability. Are you understanding what I'm saying? Why do I keep seeming to have these same kind of people that treat me so bad coming into my life? Because you treat you so bad. You don't honor yourself. You don't hold yourself in a valuable place. You don't understand your sacredness. And so you act common and you attract common. Are you hearing me? I say you attract people who treat you like you are common, like you are ordinary instead of the extraordinary individual that you are. You attract who you are. Honor attracts honor. When you honor yourself and you show that kind of honor to the people around you, when you recognize the divinity in the people that you see and you come in contact with and you honor their divinity, then that honor is reciprocated to you. Whatsoever a man soweth, that shall he also reap. You attract who you are. You got to honor your gift, your ability, your talent, your anointing, your presence, your power, your essence, your energy. You've got to honor it in yourself and then honor it in those that you see. And you will begin to attract people of honor and integrity. If you are surrounded by liars, it's because you're a liar. Y'all ain't gonna say nothing to me. I used to teach this to pastors and leaders, that your congregation is a reflection of you. You can say what you want to. You can say what you want to, because you are attracting the kind of flock that reflects who you are, not what you preach. They do not reflect what you preach or what you teach or what you hoop and holler and grab your hand. Yes, Lord. No, they are a reflection of who you are. Did you hear what I said? You are the one who sets the bar, the benchmark for all of the people that are going to be drawn into your congregation. Are you hearing the words that are coming out of my mouth? You attract who you are. Are you hearing me? Yeah. So look at the people in the congregation and you'll get a clear indication of what's going on with the leader. They're not attracted to what you preach. They are attracted to who you are. Your energy draws like energy toward it. Are you hearing what I'm saying? And you as an individual, your energy draws to you people of like energy. It repels those who are not aligned with your vibrational frequency. But those who align themselves with your frequency are drawn in, intoxicated by the match and the mirroring and the merger of your energies. And they don't even consciously understand why they're so attracted to you, but they simply are, because you have the commonality of energy, commonality of spirit, commonality of mindset, outlook, and so you attract who you are. So if you don't like the people that are being drawn into your life, you don't like the circle that surrounds you, you don't like that's not where you want to be, don't go blaming and pointing fingers at them. Go inward and point the finger where it really belongs. What am I doing to attract this audience? And what must emerge within me? What new structure must I put in place in my life so that I can change, shift, and change the frequency of my vibrational energy so I begin to attract people at a different level? What? That means I have to rise to another level to attract people on that level. Lord have mercy, Jesus. I have to become what I want to attract. Great day in the morning. I have to become what I desire to attract. I have to become what I desire to attract. What are you becoming? Honor always attracts honor. And when honor is not present, then the honorable exit the room. Correct day in the morning. Y'all don't believe me. Y'all don't believe me. Let me, especially for all you Bible quotas, let me give you a scripture from your Bible that you probably mishandled and misinterpreted, where Jesus makes the statement. He makes this statement. He says, a prophet is not without honor except in his own home. And then the text goes on to say that in his hometown, he didn't do very many miracles and he didn't stay there very long and he left. Was it because Jesus was limited? Was it because he didn't have power? Was it because he didn't have the ability? Was it because his mystic abilities were shut down and that he couldn't access them? No, it was the fact that there was no honor, no value placed on what he brought to the table. The people could not see him for who he was. They saw, oh, that's Joseph, little boy, that little carpenter boy. Oh, I remember him when he was, child, I've been knowing him. I used to change his diaper. Oh, I know that little boy right there. I remember that little kid there. And that, he a poor migrant. He drifted from here to there. His dad is a carpenter. They don't even have no money. He's a commoner. And so because they could not see the value of his presence, the value of his energy, the value of his power, the scripture says he wasn't limited in what he could do. He chose to remove himself. He left and didn't do but a few little tiny miracles here and there in the home, and then he booked up and left, because what you don't honor will ultimately leave. Let me say it again. I said what you don't honor will ultimately leave. If you don't honor them, they will ultimately remove themselves. You can go on and abuse them and mistreat them, dishonor them and take advantage of them and, drag them, talk about them, do this, that, and the other, and try and point out their flaws and like this and I don't like that, as if you don't have flaws and everybody has flaws, but you dishonor what they bring to the table, they will ultimately be removed from your presence. Not because they can't stay, not because they can't give you more, not because they can't take you further, but because you don't honor what they've already given you. And so they will remove themselves and they will go on about their business and leave you there like a dog returned to its vomit, like a pig that's wallowing in the mire. Are you hearing what I'm saying? Leave you right there where you stand in your dishonorable state because you didn't recognize the value of what was right in front of you. How many times have you encountered a person of value, but you didn't recognize it until they were gone? And now you're left with the same old milk mush that you've been hearing over and over and over again. And it's like, dang, I need some fresh revelation. Ain't nobody, hey man, ain't nobody. But the one that was giving it to you, you didn't honor, so they're gone. Woo! Woo! Numbers gonna go down again. It's gonna go down again. But honor attracts honor. You attract what you are, and how you honor and value the valuable will determine what else is going to be drawn into your sphere of influence. One more point and I'm done. I am like almost 20 minutes over and I got to finish this. Great day. Okay. The universe operates on vibration. I've said this to you. You ultimately attract who you are, not what you desire. If you consistently raise your vibration by honoring yourself and honoring those around you, you will begin to attract relationships, opportunities, and environments that honor you as well. The poet Rumi, again, I told you I love him. He wrote this statement. It's powerful. I want to read it to you. Don't get lost in your pain. Listen to me. For those of you who feel dishonored, those of you who feel unseen, invisible by the people around you, taken advantage of. He says, don't get lost in your pain. Know that one day your pain will become your cure. Don't get lost in your pain. Feeling bad, feeling sorry for yourself. Don't get lost in the pain of their mistreatment, misjudgment, mishandling, because one day your pain will become your cure. What does he mean? Because the pain of being devalued can be the medicine that awakens you and ultimately unctions you to remove yourself from that toxic situation, that draining situation, that parasitical relationship where they are constantly taking but not giving anything in return. So to tie this in a bow for today, when Jesus talks about the pearl being cast before swine and the holy being given to dogs, you are the pearl. You are the sacred and holy thing. And he is saying to all of us, the ministry of value that you owe yourself is to stop pouring out your time, talent, treasure, and presence to people who cannot discern the value of who you are and what you bring. Quit putting yourself on sale for people who can't afford to be around you. God, man, I could run off on a whole nother tangent right there. I'm not going to. I'm out of time, so I know I got to quit. But quit putting yourself on sale. Quit putting yourself on the clearance rack for people who cannot or will not afford to be in your circle. You're not meant for every room. You're not meant for every room. You are sacred currency. Your wisdom is forged over a lifetime of growth and divine insight, research. You've made an investment in yourself. You worked to be where you are. Are you hearing what I'm saying? So start treating yourself like the divine temple, the divine container, the divine expression of God that you are. So I want to end today's session with an affirmation meditation. And if you don't know how to meditate, it's okay. Just repeat the words after me as we do this meditation together. I'm trying to find some music to turn on here in the background. I want you to sit, close your eyes or keep them open. If you keep them open, focus on one particular point. And just repeat the words that I'm going to say. We're going to begin by taking a few deep breaths to center our thoughts before we begin the affirmation. Come on, do it with me. We're almost done. Take a deep breath in and hold it. Release. One more time, take a deep breath in and hold it. And release. Repeat after me. I will no longer cast my pearls before swine. I will no longer offer what is sacred to those who cannot hold it. I recognize my value. I recognize my honor and I honor my value with every boundary, every law I set up for access to my energy. I am the pearl of great price. I am the sacred and the holy. I am light and I am valuable. Now take a deep breath in and hold it. Now, Divine Spirit, I pray that every person listening will receive this light, this revelation, this understanding, and will leave this conversation, this encounter, viewing themselves as you see them, as fine, precious, brilliant, creative, and powerful. I decree and declare that everyone listening fully recognize their value and appreciate the preciousness, the sacredness of their presence, of their energy, of their spirit. Amen. And amen. It is so. Thank you so much for tuning in and for being a part of this wonderful empowerment session. As I said, this is a sermon series. We're going to do this for the next few weeks and deal with different aspects of understanding our innate value. And I encourage you to tune in and be a part of it every Sunday at 9 a.m. The Emerge Empowerment Session, right where you're watching me now, whether it's on TikTok, Facebook, YouTube, or Instagram. We'll be live there. You want to be a part of this great conversation. I appreciate your presence. Thank you for all the likes and the hearts. Thank you for all the hearts and the likes over here as well. Thank you for your support. I want to give you an opportunity to demonstrate how much you value this platform and the information you receive. So if you would like to give and sow a seed to support the platform, you may do so. It's not mandatory, but it is a way and an opportunity for you to demonstrate how much you value what you're receiving from this platform. Those of you on TikTok, I can't put up on the screen what I'll put up over here, but there is written in the description what my CashApp is. It is $emergelec. $emergelec. For those of you watching on the other platforms, you see on your screen right now all of the ways that you can give, whether it's through CashApp, Zelle, PayPal, or Venmo. You can give your gift today. Make it comparable to the level of value that you place upon what you have received today and what you continuously receive from this platform. I'm not telling you an amount. Whatever amount that you desire or you think is comparable or aligns with the value that you place upon what you've received, give that. It's greatly appreciated. Thank you. Thank you for tuning in. I look forward to seeing all of you next week at 9 a.m. here on the Emerge Empowerment Session. Have an absolutely beautiful, magnificent.
Some of you are even afraid to dream, afraid to imagine. But I'm here to tell you that you are an infinite, limitless, boundless being. Are you willing to do what is necessary to have what you desire?
You've been listening to Apostle Isaac Miles, the disruptive innovator, a mentor, an author, a motivational speaker, an entrepreneur, and the founder and spiritual director at emergelec Life Enrichment Center. Please take a minute to subscribe, like, and share this page. If you'd like to become a partner, you can do so by emailing us at emerge.lifecenter@gmail.com. Again, that's emerge.lifecenter@gmail.com. Once again, thank you for watching.